Hey guys, welcome back. This is George, Houdini artist and motion designer. And in today's video, I wanted to show you real quick how the Blender workflow works with JL tools. So let's dive right in. I have my USD to Blender input here. So what I do normally is just click on the plus sign and hit it right there. So that's it right here. And what we're going to do is we can type in the asset that we're going to bring in, and that's going to be named truck. We'll update the path, and then this path updates in the Blender plugin. So if you open up Blender right here, let's delete all of this stuff. And I'm using Blender Kit. This is an awesome plugin. It's definitely worth it. There's so many models in here. Everything is easily accessed through a search. So I could type in like truck and I get all sorts of trucks. And when I click on any of them, it'll download it and load it into Blender. So let's pick something here. Yeah, let's do this one. So we'll get this orange truck and go into the shading. It'll take a little bit to build. All right, we got the truck in there, and then we're gonna go into our JL Tools Blender plugin. Press N, go into JL Tools. Since we updated the path in Houdini, we're gonna update it here. Our truck gets populated here, and here we have a couple different boxes we can toggle on, and I'm gonna toggle use Y up, so our truck is not flipped over when we export it, and we'll exclude lights. So what we'll do is export self-contained USD, and then right here in the bottom it says that it got exported. Perfect. And let's jump back into Houdini, go to the import tab, and go all the way to the bottom right here, refresh, and we'll type in truck. We see our truck here, and we'll import as a sublayer. So we got our truck. Press OK, and we got our truck here. So if we look at our scene graph, we can see that we have materials here, but those materials, we can't really access them freely and change the shader, color, and all that. So what we want to access is these materials. With JL tools, there's a shelf tool here called USD to matte, and then you click on that. Well, first let's select our truck, click on USD to matte, and we can, right now we have the ability to make MaterialX and Redshift. This other one's for SOP, so don't worry about that. Just click OK on MaterialX if that's the one you want. And it's going to cycle through every shader, and it's going to build them into its proper shader layout. So let me show you how that looks. Dive inside, and we see all of our materials. Perfect. So now if we look through it, we can see that now our glass is actual glass. We got some textures here. The only one that didn't connect was the plate. So let's take a look at that. That is number plate, and it came disconnected. And the reason why it came disconnected is because it's saved as unnamed. If it was like saved as maybe color, it would have put it into base color. So to fix that, you could either wire it in, or if you have multiple textures that didn't connect because they didn't have the correct naming convention. So we'll go in here and click on this one that is called MaterialX Connect, and it connected the image. And if we take a look, now it's connected to base color. All right, so let's do a preview render with Karma CPU. And yeah, there's some issues here with the tiling. So let's go back. Let's actually use a MaterialX tiled image. We'll copy that here, paste it, and we'll delete this one here. So let's render this real quick because we can't really see it. And let's put maybe something like 0.45, and then we'll do, actually let's put one in the UV tiling. Let's do 0.4, and let's do 0.6. Yeah, it's weird that it's not showing up. It should normally show up. So if your texture is not showing up, we can go to labs, reset viewport. So now it shows up. Yeah, it's something with the refresh. So now, whoops, we're moving the wrong thing. So UV offset, we can go in here, stop it there, and then right here, we're gonna stretch it down, and then the offset here as well, and then we stretch it up. All right, so then now we got the back and the front correctly connected. We can go and let's see what else we got. Is there any stranding disconnected stuff? We'll just click here and connected 3 images to base color. Perfect. And that's for the wheels. So for the wheels, let's see, tire color. So maybe it's this one. Yeah. So this one we can connect into specular. Now we can see it there. All right. What else? Is that it? Let's go in here. All right. Let's do a light array. And in my last video, I kind of showed a little bit of how that works. Go bring it up, and we'll add a grid as well, how we had in the other video. So now let's save this out. If we take a look, you can see it working pretty good. Light intensity, something like that. And let's go into the, what else can we do here? So there's car paint. Okay, so there's that. And in here we can just change the color, add some metalness, specular, make it blurry. That's too saturated, so let's go something like that. And let's just change the color again. All right, so something like that looks like it would work. Oh, and we could also get the coat. Yeah, something like that is okay. Usually the coat would be like almost full spec, like full. All right, and then inside the same workflow, we can go into, we can then save this as a USD ROP, and we'll go into raptor.usd, and now save that and refresh, and then we put truck raptor. Perfect. We'll select that, and let's go in here. Let's go into send to blender. Let's refresh the list. Truck raptor, and then open in blender. Let's see if it exported the lights correctly. All right, so here we are in blender. We have the red car, we got the lights. All right, so in cycles, that's the way it works. Perfect. And it's the same shader. The only thing is that texture came in a little bit different. We would just have to fix that. But it's possible that if we just tweak the shaders and stuff like that, we can just bring it back to Blender, and it should be mapped correctly. These lights are kind of dark, so let's see if we can make them a bit brighter. There you go. So that's kind of the Blender workflow, and we can go back in here and render that as well. So there you have it. That's the quick overview of how you can assemble textures from other objects, import stuff from Blender into Houdini using USD. It's a super powerful way to do it. You can do that with any other program that supports USD. I'm sure Maya and Cinema 4D and 3ds Max now support all that stuff. So it's actually a really convenient way to be able to work with other people. And if you're interested in look dev and would like to streamline your workflow, check out the next video.